Listen!
Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart, and it is finally happening. That Nintendo Direct we've been talking about for weeks, that we predicted would be happening on February 8th at 5 PM Eastern Time, that we predicted would be announced at 9 AM today, well, it's all true. We are getting a Nintendo Direct, and this is what Nintendo is saying about it. Tune in at 2 PM Pacific Time tomorrow, February 8th, for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 40 minutes of information, mostly focused on Nintendo Switch games launching in the first half of 2023. So with that all said, I'm going to be giving you guys my very final predictions. I've done predictions before on this already, but there have been some changes, and I think now I have a more concrete idea of what I believe will be happening. And so I'm not going to only be talking about just about the announcements that will be here, but how they will be structured. And I'm excited for this. I am hyped. This is going to be a big deal, and I'm very excited for this show. So let's first focus on something here. The lack of a mention of Tears of the Kingdom. Rest assured, Tears of the Kingdom will be in this Direct. Why? Well, they're saying the Direct is focusing on the first half of 2023. Tears of the Kingdom is the biggest release of the first half of 2023. It's coming out May 12th. There's an ESRB rating. There's been other signs. It is happening. Do not worry. Tears of the Kingdom will be a big part of this show. But I do not think they're going to open up the show with Tears of the Kingdom. I'm of the opinion, as they do with most Directs, they will open up the show with something new we have not seen before. So what will that be? My prediction is a remaster for F-Zero GX. This remaster will not be a basic simple remaster. It will have new content, new tracks, better visuals, online. It's going to look impressive. For most Switch fans, it's going to be basically a new racing game from Nintendo, and it's going to be very, very exciting, and I think it's going to be a great way to start the show with this high-speed futuristic racer. It's going to really set the momentum here. Going beyond F-Zero though, I do think at some point in the show we will see Pikmin 4. Before, I was unsure if Pikmin 4 would show up, but now I feel more confidently about Pikmin 4 showing up, and this is why. When I think about it, Pikmin 4 is more likely one of the many games Nintendo would announce and release with a fairly short window. Most Nintendo games when they are announced, they come out not too long after their announcement. So rather than expecting the game to come out about a year or more after its initial announcement, I'm thinking it'll be less than that. So with that all in mind, I'm thinking we're going to get a more proper trailer for Pikmin 4 this time around, with an actual release date for the late summer period, be it July or August. And yes, technically that's not in the first half of the year, but keep in mind Nintendo said mostly on the first half, and with Nintendo, first half it's always a little bit of a blurred line situation when it comes to these release dates, but still fairly close. Beyond that though, in terms of new announcements, I'm thinking maybe Metroid Prime HD. Now, the thing with this one, because Nintendo is saying that they're focusing on the first half of 2023 and we don't know that much about the second half, I do think they're going to set themselves up for some things to come out throughout the midpoint of the year, and they're going to be basically in a situation where they're going to need to have another major Direct in the summertime, which is what I was hoping for. The E3 Direct, even though E3 is canceled, or Nintendo's not going to be a part of E3, I should say, technically it's still not canceled per se, I think there will be a Direct around that time, and this information here is suggesting so. So if there is a Direct around that time, I think they're going to want to have some big hype announcements. And with Tears of the Kingdom coming out in May, that huge Nintendo game that's on the horizon that everyone's sort of talking about and speculating on, it's no longer going to be Tears of the Kingdom because it will be released. They will need to move on to something else. And I don't think they're going to show off 3D Mario this year because the reports are suggesting Switch 2 won't happen until 2024. So, what sort of big hype, hardcore-centric game that's something that we've been waiting years for could be like something that we can have on the horizon to talk about and speculate on? Metroid Prime 4. I think Metroid Prime 4 finally gets its first legitimate teaser here, and we'll see that teaser this year and it'll be slated for sometime next year. But, similar to E3 2021, how we saw Tears of the Kingdom, that trailer, that second trailer for the game, they had Skyward Sword HD announced in the previous Direct. So I'm thinking in this direct, they finally announced Metroid Prime HD. It's coming out, late summer time period, and they tell us they'll be giving us more details for Prime 4 later in the year. And Metroid Prime HD is going to look impressive. It in of itself is going to feel like somewhat of a teaser for Metroid Prime 4, because I think it is going to be running on a new engine. It's going to look really impressive, and maybe even have a little bit of new content there. So I'm pretty excited for this, and I'm going to be the optimist and say that it's finally showing up here. We shall see, fingers crossed. Beyond those new game announcements, I'm thinking it's going to be mostly DLC, so Splatoon 3 DLC, Xenoblade 3 Wave 3 DLC, Wave 4 for Mario Kart, Fire Emblem DLC, and I'm actually even thinking we're going to be getting paid DLC for Switch Sports, and I also think we'll probably be seeing an update for the Mario Rabbids DLC. I expect all of that. It's going to be known as the DLC Direct, I would say. And beyond that, maybe they announce like another Mario Sports title or something like that for the summer. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp will be confirmed for maybe an April release. And also we'll probably see a few quality third-party announcements, and then beyond that, all that's left is the huge focus on Tears of the Kingdom at the end of the Direct. I think we're going to get like a 6 to 7 minute segment entirely dedicated to Tears of the Kingdom. I think this segment will include a significant trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. I'm talking about like 3.5 minutes long. It's going to give us a lot of gameplay details, a lot of story details. We're finally going to have somewhat of a working understanding for the gameplay loop and narrative in Tears of the Kingdom. I also think AJ Numa will come out on stage or on screen and talk about the game for a little bit. I think maybe he'll showcase a little bit of snippets from the trailer with a little bit of extended footage there, and he'll probably talk about how the hand in Tears of the Kingdom is the replacement for the Sheikah Slate. And maybe he'll also make reference to some story things, like maybe they finally show off voice acting for Ganondorf, which I think at some point is going to come up, and maybe he'll make a reference to that and how cool it sounds. These are the kind of things I sort of expect in terms of Tears of the Kingdom information in this Direct. They will also say that more details will be coming soon, and they'll also probably open up Switch pre-orders with a special edition announced and also some amiibo. I'm a little undecided on the OLED showing up here, because usually special edition OLEDs are not announced 3 months out from the release of the game. They usually wait a little bit more. So we'll see on that one, but it's definitely possible, so I'm mentioning it here. And that pretty much sums up all of my expectations for this Nintendo Direct. I'm not expecting Mario or Donkey Kong, because I think they're going to focus on the Mario movie. And then after the Mario movie this April, then in the second half of the year, maybe for that summer Direct, we get a Mario or Donkey Kong announcement. And on the note of a Mario movie, I guess I could also expect to see some sort of update on the Mario movie there. That is a possibility, but also because they've had their own Mario movie dedicated directs, maybe we don't see another update for the Mario movie there. And they save that for its own thing a little bit later into February or March. And while all of this may be my expectations, I'm excited to see what's going down here, because maybe we learn about something we don't know about. What if we hear about Star Fox, for example, or something else crazy, and maybe they give us a better understanding of how this year is going to shake out, or maybe it stays kind of gray and it really does leave things open for most likely a big summer Direct, which is personally what I'm pulling for here. I'm really just excited to see more about Pikmin 4, and if the F-Zero Metroid Prime rumors are true, I want to see how those games are going to look and how they're going to be enhanced. Then it's finally time that we're going to get proper details on Tears of the Kingdom and understand how this game works to some extent. And that alone, if we get nothing else, is more than exciting enough for me here. Like, if they told us that the Direct was just about Tears of the Kingdom, I would be okay with that. Because this is probably going to be the biggest release we're going to get for a really long time. And it's going to be a really good game. I feel confident in saying that. I'm excited for this show. I will be streaming it, so stay tuned for that. I'll probably do like a pre-show like an hour beforehand. And yes, it's happening tomorrow. The Direct. Be there. And it's going to be great. But anyways, everyone, those are my thoughts on this Direct. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.